Hello and welcome to the railway again. We've got some Lima items on the railway today. We've got this one here, which is I think it came in the box numbered for Eagle, but it is in fact don't know if we can get in there and see the nameplate. Yeah, that's Indomitable. And it's just been renumbered and it's had etched nameplates put on by someone. So that's quite a nice Class 50. I think it's well, you saw the last video. I think the Lima Class 50 is a pretty good thing. And we've got Oliver Cromwell keeping an eye on things there, and we've got two more Lima locomotives here. We've got D5830 Brush Type 2 with the steam heat, and we've got St.Paddy, which is 55001. He's got ETH. And so let's start things rolling. Let's bring that Class 31 round, because that's one of Lima's best models. It doesn't have any cab detail at all like the Class 50, but it's got amazing moulded detail, and we'll go over some of that right now. It's probably my favourite Class 31 model. You can see in the top there you've got the that's the boiler exhaust, the steam heat boiler, and that's the filler cap for the water for the steam heat. And so you've got steps up the side, and a representation of the water gauge as well, just underneath the overhead warning sign. They've got the handrails separately fitted by me. They're a bit awkward, but they're pretty good. They're the right shape. The detail on the front is not bad, and I think these are a pretty good representation. That waistband halfway down the loco is actually moulded as a band, unlike the Hornby one, which they just painted on. So it's a pretty accurate model. Let's focus on the bogie there. Let's go along. Everything is very well detailed. These are not oil filters, these are air filters. These things here, they're air filters, and but they used oil in some sort of mesh thing to filter the air. And yeah, I was a second man at King's Cross in the early 70s, and I remember these quite well. So yeah, it's a lovely model, I think. And let's look at the roof detail again. You've got the cooling fan there for the radiator. You've got the doors in the top there for the engine compartment, so they can adjust the tappets and things or whatever. The two exhaust ports there, and that's about it for the top. So yeah, great model. And he's on the cars, as you can see. So let's get him going, and it's a good performer as well, this one. Let's start him off slowly. There he goes. And I think we'll get the past 50, number 26, I think we'll get him on the fish. So he's got 3 wagons to stick on the end of the train and then he's going to go. So let's do that. Change this point here. I think we're on. We got 9 fish wagons. These are all the Hornby fish wagons I've collected, so there's 9 of them here. Plus a brake van, and the brake van has got a little twinkly light on the back. Okay, let's bring the Class 31 and his cars into the station, and we'll stop him there. And I think we'll stop Formidable for a little while. And we'll have a look at St.Paddy. So let's change these points, and those over there. Now behind him we've got the Hornby Mark IIA, I suppose they are, coaches from the 1970s with the sort of silver trim around the windows. So we've got 3 there. I've got another one in the siding there, which is the sleeper one that was also treated with the silvery windows. So in that train you've got, let's bring it round and have a look. So this is quite a smooth one as well. And the great thing about these Lima diesels is that they make a great noise. So they sound like something moving along the track rather than just silent. So let's have a look at what she's pulling first. She's got first coach is a Mark II Tourist Open, and then we've got the Mark I buffet, which is correct because they didn't have a Mark II buffet. And then there's the corridor second brake at the end there. So let's have a look at St. Paddy. Let's look along the roof. We've got the not such a good detailed model as the 31, but we've got the two exhaust ports there. One's for this engine up this end, and the other one is for this engine up this end. So I think you've got 72 pistons and about 36 cylinders of power. So when it first came out, it was the most powerful single unit diesel locomotive in the world. So I think English Electric can be quite proud of that. And it's got some nice detail on the front. I picked out the ETH plug and socket and the cable there. The sanding little doors for the sanders there, they were factory picked out, which is unusual detail. And I've highlighted the handrails with a little bit of silver on there, not too much, and just so they stand out a little bit. So as we go along the side, we've got the quarter light window at the front there of the driver's side. On both sides, these were plated over in the 70s as the window frames were kind of rotting away and they couldn't get hold of the parts anymore, so they just plated over those to prevent drafts and prevent the window falling out. And you've got the handrails picked out there. You've got the data plate, and underneath I think that should say FP for Finsbury Park because it is a racehorse Deltic. There's the bogies, very similar to the Class 50 ones, if not exactly the same as in the prototype. You've got the fuel tanks, nice silver window surrounds on the engine room windows, which is prototypical. You've got, can't remember what that little gauge there is in red, that round thing, can't remember what that is. The same detail on the nose the other end. So it's quite an early model really for Lima, this, and the horns are kind of a bit half relief really, aren't they? But it's still a well sort of detailed model for its time. I think it came out in the 70s with the green one, the two-tone green called Meld, with which there's a lot of those about. But that has the previous motor with less gears, so it kind of starts away with a bit of a start, as did some of their other early diesel models. But you find that in the 80s and 90s, Lima tended to be the ones for diesels, and because Hornby just left a gap in the market, so there you go. Hornby did most of the steam engines and Lima thought they'd just stick to the diesels in the end. And of course, come 2003, Hornby took them over. So there was no competition anymore. So, yep, let's get the fish on the move over here as well, and we'll work the Deltic up to a good speed in a minute, I think. It's a great model, looks brilliant. It is slightly short actually, it's a bit, it's about 3 or 4 millimeters shorter than it should be, but you don't notice that. It's brilliant. Here comes the fish round the corner. And I think we'll feature, I've got some more Class 50s to show you as well, so we'll be featuring them pretty soon. And someone wrote in and said we should do some E2 action, seeing as I've got 4 of them, so we'll be doing that soon as well, so that's something to look forward to. That looks good as well, the fish train, doesn't it? Anyway, I think that's about it for today, so hope you're all keeping well, and looks like spring is here today, so we'll all be getting out and about soon, won't we? There you go. See you later.